So there we go. Nicely underlit. That's a good look. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on with the cameras here. You always seem to pick the wrong direction. All right, whatever. Good enough. Not going to sweat it. Anyway, so playing around with Teespring is the site that I use. I'm looking to use here, and like I feel like I'm looking at the design that I'm playing with for my hoodie design, and it should work for a long sleeve tee and a short sleeve tee, I believe. So all around print, all over print hoodie is one of them. All over long sleeve tee, all over pocket tee, and long sleeve tee, unisex tees, women's tees, all over print tees. So all over print tees, it looks like I could go for like, looking at the price of the all over print tee, looks like that's like the price they default to is $33.93, and it says you get $10.43 profit. And I'm like, that's steep. To make $10 a t-shirt, that's a steep gouge. Let's try $24.99 and make $1.43 per shirt. And that puts the price at $25 for the t-shirt. And I can put a pattern on the front side and the back side all over. So it's an all over tee. It should get you, that's poorly designed. That should get you a consistent pattern all over. So that's one option. What's the space that you can print on for the t-shirt? Classic tee. Product cost is $10.57. Comfort tee is $13.17. Premium tee, tri-blend tee. So they're all under $17, it looks like. It's the all over print unisex tee. That's the expensive one. So I'll keep that in mind. So let's go back here. Let's try classic tee. What? Why are you fighting me on that? I'm in the design section, yes? So why are you asking me if I want to buy one? Just let me start designing. This is a poorly designed website, honestly. Its interface is a little problematic. I'm not a big fan. So, what's my design area? So the design area for a regular t-shirt is really like 1 inch to 2 inches below the collar and 2 to 3 inches up from the bottom and 1 inch in from the sides. It looks like roughly. Printable area info. Yeah, golly, your website really doesn't want to work with me. See, now there we go. Like the default price, set your price. You have a little tab on the side that's where you can set your price. And it has a number, and then over to the side in green it says how much profit you'd get off of that. Currently it says $21.99 for the price, with 11.42 as a profit. Let's pull that down into I know. So if I do a $12 t-shirt, I would make $142 for the $12 t-shirt. Let's do a $15 even. I hate that 99 crap. So that would leave me with $4.43 profit per shirt for a $15 t-shirt. That is not bad. That's not a bad approach. Now I don't know what the quality on that shirt is. The classic tee. Regular fit, 100% cotton, unisex, small to 4 extra tall. Comfort tee, slim fit, lightweight, 100% cotton, unisex. Premium tees, slim fit, 100% premium, super soft cotton, unisex. Tri-blend tee, slim fit, tri-blend, heathered jersey, unisex. Oh, well, I think I've had a few of those types of shirts in the past, actually. So I'm kind of curious to see, like, this I don't think is a jersey knit cotton, but it is a knit cotton, and it's a thicker, sturdier fabric. This shirt right here. I do have some thin t-shirts that are like a woven cotton. So that might be the distinction between those. So tri-blend, jersey knit, premium V-neck tee. That's just a different neck cut. That's a premium. So there's classic tee, which I feel like would be, you've seen me wear like the orange t-shirt with a logo on it from a job I took a few years ago. That's a very simple t-shirt design. I would wager that's the classic tee. The comfort tee would be a more like the olive green Henley that I wear sometimes. And then the premium tee would be like a good quality tee. The tri-blend would be like a jersey knit, sleek feel. It's when you go with the all-over print design that the price pretty much doubles. So like the classic tee would be product cost would be about $11. The all-over print unisex tee product cost is $23.56. So it's pretty much a doubling of the price to get the print area all over. And I don't know that we get any information on the specifics of the material. No, it doesn't say anything specific. It doesn't say whether it's a knit or if it's a cheap material. Don't know. That's interesting. All right. That was t-shirt design. So I could do an all-over tee, and that's one of the interesting things about doing this here. So that's the all-over print tee. There's the long sleeve tee. So let's see what that looks like. The long sleeve tee. So classic long sleeve tee would be $13.82 source material. Premium long sleeve tee would be a $17. And women's flowy long sleeve tee is $23.50. And they're flimsier too. I think I know that material that they're talking about there. Okay, so socks. Okay, so sleeve print. All over pocket tee. What do we got for that one? All over pocket tee. Minimum cost for that is $25.62. So immediately when you go to all over print, it becomes much more expensive. All over long sleeve, $27.70 minimum cost. RRP is $37.99. I have to special request that one, I think. 100% polyester. "56" 30/S jersey. I don't know. All over print, sublimation. So those are going to be a little bit more like the, you ever see like the Captain America or Spider-Man shirts that some people wear? I think that's what we're looking at for that. So the all over hoodie, $35.93 minimum cost, RRP of, that's recommended retail price, I believe, $45.99. 100% polyester, two-way stretch fleece, anti-pilling, all over print. So that, like, the hoodie is the more expensive option for where to go, I think. But I could probably do the pattern minus the hood on the long sleeve tee as well. The all over long sleeve tee minus the hood. You could get away with that, and it would be a little bit cheaper by about, I think, $10. All right, so that was $27.70 was the price for that, and then the sweatshirt was $35.93. So pretty much $10 cheaper for the long sleeve tee. So the long sleeve tee might actually not be a bad way to go for some of that. Sublimated all over print long sleeve tee features 100% polyester jersey, high quality custom workmanship, made using cut and sew assembly in the US. All right, so that's, what about the short all over pocket tee? That was $25.63. And here's the thing that confuses me. The all over print tee would be $25 if I priced it to only make a $1.43 profit per shirt. So that's $25. $27 for the long tee base cost. Roughly the same area in profits I could make, theoretically. So maybe $1 or $2 more on that one is not a bad deal. So the other thing I wanted to look at today was the all over print neck gaiter, $17.40 minimum. All right, and so I wanted to look at socks as well. So socks. We have crew socks at $10.99 and socks listed at $10.99. So it looks like the price is the same no matter what you do. It would be, I want to take this down to $12.99 for the sale price. Give me $2 profit per sale. That's not bad. That's not a bad price. So if I constructed these in a way where I did the line work for the hand puppets on them, but left them so that you could color them in on your own, what's the material on these? Do we have a... Doesn't really say. Crew socks. Yeah, $2 profit either way for either of them. I feel like, $13 for a pair of socks. It's better be some interesting socks. Yeah, so 13. You're almost talking about, so it's 26 for 2 pair, 1 of each. And then sort of a 30 for the long sleeve tee, 40 for the sweatshirt. So we're already talking 40 plus 30. Nope, come on. Work with me here. Let's run some calculations. 40 plus 30 plus 26 for 1 of each set of socks gets me pretty much $100 for a printed sample of each. So for $100, I could do a printed test run for each of those to see how they work. I think the other thing I worry a little bit about is if I do a pattern, a complex pattern on the sock that runs from top to bottom, I have to get the alignment just right. Let me see the design tool for that again. I think they do have a tool that lets it snap on a grid that potentially is useful. So front and back are aligned parallel. So if I built a pattern of a rolled up design and made it a flat out pattern and then just spaced in the middle, it should connect and roll at the sides right. So that's not too bad. So that design mechanism, I think, works really kind of well for that. Oh, and I did look up some information about the teddy bear stuff. Like they do have the ability to produce plushies. The trick with the plushie production is if you produce a plushie with them, they're not really manufacturing it print on demand. So you have to order an entire run and pay for it, and they'll sell it in their store through stock. But so you don't house it on your own, but you do have to pay housing costs and buy the entire stock up front. So I'm not really up for that, honestly, right now. So that's fine. I was having more fun playing with the design on socks anyway. Oh, I almost want to do a design for a sticker too. I think is one of the things I was thinking of. Mm-hmm. And I still don't know what I would do for a pair of leggings, but it's weirdly amusing to try to contemplate what I might do with that. If I chucked in an all-over neck gaiter. Do they have a neck gaiter that's not all over? I don't think they do. How much for a crop top? Crop tops are $23.56. Kids and babies, what do they cost for those? Kids classic pullover hoodie is $23.94. Kids crewneck sweater, $16.54. Baby onesie, toddler shirts. I hadn't looked at some of these other ones. What do we got for tank tops? What would a tank top cost me in a design? The necks are a little deep. Not really where I want to go with that. So that would be about $14, $15 a tank top. Yeah, it's $13.32 base cost plus cost for the printing. Hoodies, sweatshirts without all over print is $20 to $29 depending on premium quality or not. Women's slouchy sweatshirt, $32.61. Classic crewneck sweatshirt, $18.62. That's weird that that's hidden away in that little section there. Select hoodies or sweatshirts. So they hide that in a little area where you can't find it. Okay. That's a interface issue there. All over zipper sweatshirts, $37.98. So those are a little more expensive than the all over print. Yeah, so $35.93 for an all over pullover hoodie and $37.98 for the all over print zipper hoodie. What did joggers got you? Wow, the joggers are expensive. It's $40 for a pair of pants. Kind of curious. The women's all over swimsuit. Could I tweak the design to match a swimsuit? Maybe. It'd be $27 minimum. No. Done. The crop top was about $25. So I could minimize this pattern to be a crop top and it would be cheaper. A pocket tee is $25.62. But I like the pocket is probably going to throw off the pattern pretty substantially. And the all over print long sleeve tee is a buck or two more expensive. So it's not a bad way to go. So I might do the all over long sleeve tee with the same pattern as the hoodie, just missing the hood part. How much for the pillows? Yeah, they set them up to be so expensive. So if I made $3.73 profit off of each pillow that I make, if I made a 16 by 16 pillow, I could sell it for about $18. when I go in there first and you look at the price they offer, they're saying like recommended price is like $27 for a pillow, and I'm like, I don't know anybody who wants one of my pillows for $27. I think you're reaching a bit there, guys. Tote bag, maybe at some point. I do like the cinch pouches. Drawstring bags, I seem to recall, were expensive. Yeah, drawstring bags are almost as expensive as like a hoodie sweatshirt, which is just insane. Wonder, what's a dad cap running at? $13.81. I could design some hats. That would be kind of interesting. Trucker. What's the difference between a trucker hat and a snapback? Trucker hat, $13.38. Structured 6-panel mesh back, plastic snapback closure, flat visor. 47% cotton, 25% polyester, 28% nylon. What's the snapback looking like? Oh, snapback. Okay. So it's not that plastic mesh on the back. $15.17 for that. Eyelets, green under visor, plastic adjustable closure, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Structured high 6-panel cap, plastic snapback closure, and flat visor. So that's not bad. I could probably do an interesting cap for that. Duffel bag, backpack. What's backpack? Look, oh, backpack, nope, is just as expensive as a hoodie. I'd rather get a hoodie than a backpack. Custom pins. What do we got? Recommended retail price between $7 and $15. I'd chase that, see what we could make. Kind of curious. Could be kind of fun. How big are they? They look like they're small pins, so it probably wouldn't be too expensive or difficult to produce them, but there's a limited amount you can do with them, I think. The stickers, die-cut stickers. Mwahaha. So that's a steep margin for profit off of a sticker. I think if I can make it a $5 sticker, I would get $1.49 profit off of them. And design. Do they have the dimensions on here somewhere? Not really. All right, so let's see if they have a little more detail up top here. So these stickers, die-cut stickers, yeah, don't give me any details. That would be useful. Samsung cases. So basically, just looking at some of the options that are available for the print stuff today. And I feel like I could play with the stickers a little bit, but it really comes down to what I can do with the socks. And they have the two types of socks, and I'm kind of curious to compare those. And then we have the long sleeve all over t-shirt and the all over hoodie. Be interesting to see like what I could be able to do with that. I might not have the budget for a lot of that right now, but I'd be super curious to see what I could pull off. I mean, the hoodie's not going to be drastically different from the t-shirt. I mean, it's white at the shoulder top and then a white hood, and the lining of the hood is the only thing that's patterned, and it's got a checker or a hexagonal grid on it, and that's about the only thing going for it right now. So that's that's sort of the battle plan. I'm going to work on the artwork tonight for the hoodie. I'm going to see if I can also brainstorm up some pattern for the socks, like just like a cartoony animal that I can do. And I do think I want to do like the nostril fold that I did yesterday, with a tongue, maybe some teeth, and maybe some reptile lips, some eyes, and maybe some fake spines down the back of it. And then just do them as line work so that you could color them in if you wanted to with fabric markers. Or it seems to kind of defeat the purpose when I think about that. Well, that would be interesting, honestly. Depends on what the material of the socks are made out of. If they're like a nylon sock, the Goober Nice to Meet You character is sort of a plush dumpling shape. If you took the sock design, let's see, what are they made out of? Do they tell you? No, they don't tell you what the material is. Product details. See what we got there. So, sock material is stretchy, and printed artwork might vary slightly between socks. So if it's a very nylon or stocking-like material, I could imagine taking a sock and stuffing it like a stocking full of like batting or something. That's vague. That doesn't tell me anything useful. All right. Yeah, so I was contemplating whether or not I could take a sock like that, and if you've ever seen some of this old, there's a style of doll that you can make where you take a cotton, like a filler material, and stuff it into a nylon stocking, and then you stitch through it and pull it in so it forms like the depressions of the eyes, and you stitch through and do a line for the mouth, and you shape like a nose with a stitch through the sides, and you could do ears sort of in a similar fashion, and then you can stitch yarn through and comb it into hair, and so you can make whole dolls that way. And if this was a material where you could do something similar with, I'd be curious to see what I could achieve with that. That would be kind of fun to make patterns on them for where to stitch to make a doll with. But I think right now, like the character Goober from Goober Nice to Meet You, that one is a very simple design, and I did make plushies of that when I was younger. I actually felt it up. I got some wool yarn, and I made a ball of cotton. You wrap it in the wool yarn, and then you felt the yarn on the outside and stitch onto the surface to make eyes and a mouth. And that's all I needed to do. And because he's just a ball. That's all he is. He's just a goofball. And that design was pretty easy to produce something. I think for this, what I'm going for the socks is a little more animal, like camel heads, snake heads, dragons, dinosaurs. So I think I'm going to focus on making a sort of a cartoony, but not too cartoony dinosaur head, and make a few varieties of those to potentially play with, and just sort of see where they fit on like the test sock. I mean, this is clearly a lot bigger than the one they use, and the material's different. So just using this to get a sense of this front portion of what a sock would be and how it would pattern onto that part would be the only part. Like the rest of this would just be neck or something like that, and possibly on the where would I put that? So if I did this is the heel. If I did that, you'd have the head up here. Would I set the pattern to be head on the bottom side or head on the top side? Because if I do on On the pattern for the designs that they have for the sock, there's a black toe and a black heel. And I feel like if I set it up so that the heel is underneath when you're doing a puppet. So if, I can't believe I'm putting the sock on my hand again. Okay. So if I did something like this, under here might be where the heel is. So that part can be hidden in the bend of the neck. Whereas if you had it back here, it's very obtrusively in the way. So doing that, the heel should be on this side. So the face would be above your toe, on the flat of your foot, the top of your foot. And I guess that's what we're talking about. So the face, the mouth, and this is the black part for the heel. So under here would be the underside of the head. So if I did this with it, on the upper part of the sock, would I do little dinosaur arms or something like that? And stuff like that. It's something I have to think about the placement and the design of some of those things. And some of that will change depending on the fitting of the sock. Yeah, you could do that potentially. Use it, and that would be for a different type of creature. If you wanted to do a hair or like if you actually took the design further, because it looks like they use black for that. And if you were to use a black pattern and extend it to make it look like sideburns, you could do like an Elvis impersonator puppet. So you'd do like the sideburns coming off of the black patch at the front and do like a little swoop of hair, and then like the back of the hair on the either side of that black patch and make it look like an Elvis wig or something like that. You could have, I don't think you can print anything on the black portion, which is unfortunate, because if you could, I think it would be kind of fun to do like make it look like a biker helmet and do like a skull and crossbones or something on it, or like a pirate's bandana. And you could pattern it. Maybe if you extend the spot that it covers. So if you took the small black heel patch and extended it further down, put your skull and crossbones here, and like the tails of tying the bandana behind it, you might be able to get away with making something like that. And you could pull, like if it's too far back, that's one of the things I'm thinking of, is like for anything with hair, it's not very often going to be anything like a person, or if you do something with a hair, it's going to be like a person or some other mammal. And so you're not going to have a snout structure up front. You're going to have a more flat structure up front. And if you do that, you're going to have the black patch sort of back here. So you may be able to instead pull your hand further back into the sock, tuck more in to get it to the right spot. So that's not actually a bad approach. So hats, hair, helmets, that sort of thing. KFC impersonator, yeah. Actually, well, the crew sock doesn't have a black patch on it. So you have the ability to do a little bit more of a custom design on something like that, I think. KFC impersonator. So you could do a Colonel Sanders impersonator if you wanted to. KFC impersonator, all right. So yeah. So that's sort of some of the ideas playing around with there. I think I'm just going to see if I can mock up some patterns for some dinosaur heads to start with. I may see about, let's pull up the socks again. I'm thinking as I look at the crew socks that it looked very different than what I was expecting. So let's see what they got here. Oh, crew sock does have a black patch on it too. Okay. So it has a black patch for the toe and a black patch for the heel. I can't believe I didn't think about this. When I was younger, I had a relative that made us sock monkeys when we were kids, little sock monkey stuffed animals. And like to print the pattern on a pair of socks to make a sock monkey would also be an option. Maybe not a monkey, maybe just some other sock stuffed animal. At any rate, that's, I think, where we're going to call it tonight. We're about 40 minutes in. I've got one more episode of Umbrella Academy tonight minimum. I might end up getting sucked into a third one tonight, depending on how they leave me hanging at the end of this next episode. But that last episode was a bit much for me. I can't believe that it's sort of like, I almost don't feel upset that they did a take back. I hate time travel, and I hate it was all a dream or it was all in their head approaches to episodes, because it's always a take back, and like you always feel a little bit robbed by that. Like, oh, they set up this story and then they took it all away, so none of it matters. That drives me nuts. But they did this one in a way where you felt like for once in the lives of all these characters, they were starting to get things to work out right. And then they took it all away. And none of them know that they were this close. God, that still bugs me a bit. But it bugs me in a way that fits the way the story does that. The story takes these characters and they can never be happy. It always screws them over. And so it's fitting, but it's still frustrating. All right, so I got to go watch the second episode of that tonight. Well, the sock with the toes on it. You're saying we wonder what it would look like with the sock with the toes. And these socks have a toe patch and a heel patch. And for me, that's not a huge problem, because with the toe on it, you can always tuck the toe further back. Like the deep depths of its throat are going to be dark anyway. So that doesn't hurt it any way that I can think of. And like I was saying with the pirate approach, if I wanted to get the head smaller without a muzzle on the front of it, you just tuck more of the front of the sock further back. And you can tie off the front of the sock midway to get rid of that black patch in the back of the throat. Oh, the toe socks? Oh, that would be a good, you ever see Futurama with Zoidberg? That would be perfect for that. A sock puppet with a Zoidberg tentacles on its mouth, or a Cthulhu, like a toe sock Cthulhu sock puppet. There you go. Or there's some aliens in Star Wars that are like that have squid faces. And I wonder if there's a way to set it up to use a sock puppet in a way that uses a normal, like here. So if I do, this is a little weird idea here, but it may expand the capabilities of doing something with a sock. So if you have, this is the front of the sock, the toe of the sock, and you have on the side here where you put your mouth, it's a little tricky. So you do something like this where you put that part on the top, and that's your mouth of the puppet. If these are the toes of a toe sock, you could have a ruffle on the roof of the head of the puppet, or eye stalks with multiple eyes, or things like that. And there's some alien characters that have like the head tentacles that you could do. So there's some things you could do with that. I think we could play with that if we could. They don't have them on the Teespring that I can play with, but like we could probably figure something out with that. It would be weird. It'd be fun to play with. I'd have to get a really large size sock to do that, I think, too. Anyway, 45 minutes in, calling it. I will see you tomorrow for some more brainstorming about sock puppet ideas. I can't believe I made this a project to do this week. I'm a grown man playing around with sock puppets on a camera where I'm uploading it to the internet. I feel like I should feel embarrassed, but I'm just having too much fun with it. Take care. Have a good night. And okay, so there you go.